Donald Trump has grown increasingly more and more dangerous in the week since the Senate voted to acquit him in their sham impeachment trial. We saw on Friday he had Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman pulled from his office and relocated to a different office, a different branch within the federal government and the military. And then after that, Donald Trump actually suggested that the Pentagon should somehow punish Vindman because Vindman, as we all know, testified in the House Democrats' impeachment hearings, both publicly and behind closed doors. Now, in the testimony, we'll talk about that before we get to the potential punishment for this man. In the testimony, he was a National Security Council Ukraine expert. He said he didn't feel it was appropriate for the president to make these requests to the Ukrainian president. The call left him a little uneasy. He didn't outright say the president committed a crime. He didn't say the president should be removed from office or that he's a dangerous man. He just said, I was concerned about this, didn't sit well with me, wasn't sure what was happening, not typical things that we see. And that was about it, right? So then Friday, Trump has him dragged out of his office and then tells the media the following: we're going to have to see. And this was in response to, is the military going to do something to him? Are they going to punish him? Are they going to retaliate against him? And Trump said, we're going to have to see. But if you look at what happened, they're going to certainly, I would imagine, they're going to take a look at that. He is over with the military. We sent him on his way to a much different location, and the military can handle him any way they want. Now that definitely sounds like a tacit wink and a nod. Go ahead and handle him any way you want. Kind of reminiscent of A Few Good Men, right? Except we don't have any good men at this point in the Trump administration. But that is exactly what Donald Trump wants to do. He wants this man to be punished, along with Gordon Sondland, because they had the audacity to go in front of the House of Representatives and say, I don't feel right about what Trump did. They didn't even say, yeah, the dude committed a crime, the guy should be removed from office, he should be thrown in jail. They just said, I wasn't comfortable with this. That's it. That was the most damning thing from their testimonies, is that I didn't like it. That's what you say to a bad meal at a restaurant. I didn't like it. You're not advocating for the restaurant to be shut down or burned to the ground. You're just saying, hey, I had a thing. I wasn't a fan of it here. But even that in the mind of Trump is dangerous. And those people have to be punished. And they have been. They have been stripped of their positions. They have effectively been demoted. And God only knows what's going to happen to these people now. And that's what happens when you go against Trump. Now contrast that with what's happening right now with Roger Stone. Guy who's about to be sentenced for lying to Congress, witness tampering, obstruction of justice, all of these things he was convicted of. And you had prosecutors from the Department of Justice go in and say, we recommend 7 and 9 years for this guy. Trump got furious, tweeted out how angry he was about this. Bill Barr steps in, says, we're going to request a reduced sentence. Not 7 to 9 years, as our prosecutors argued. We're going to go for something a lot less than that. Then you had all 4 of the prosecutors on that case resign en masse, gone now, because Bill Barr is just sitting there waiting to do Donald Trump's bidding because he doesn't want to be punished like Sondland or Vindman. He wants to be rewarded like Roger Stone is going to be. And that's what's happening right now with this administration. You say a single thing that Donald Trump doesn't like, your political career is over. You do whatever Donald Trump tells you and you be a loyal little lapdog and you're going to get a treat somewhere along the line. That's what this administration is all about, because that is what Donald Trump personally is all about. People are paying a price right now for doing nothing more than speaking up and saying, I wasn't comfortable with what the president did. And their careers could likely be over because they had enough courage to stand up to Donald Trump. One of today's video sponsors is Newsvoice. Newsvoice is a news aggregate that pulls stories from all major news sites, as well as international and independent media, in a personalized news feed. And each news story shows multiple different sources, which are all clearly tagged with their bias and perspective. And Newsvoice is completely ad-free. They do not depend on any corporate sponsors. And that's why your financial support is so important. You can click the link below this video and head over to the Newsvoice Kickstarter. They're raising money to hire more investigative journalists and more news readers so that this election cycle, 2020, we can finally cut through all the fake news and know what's really happening. Newsvoice has a lot of projects that they want to get off the ground before the election takes place, but they need your help in order to do that. So once again, follow the link below in the description of this video and help out Newsvoice in any way you can. After all, Newsvoice is shaped by its readers. You can upvote stories that you find interesting, you can add stories, you can add missing links that you think give people a better understanding of the story. For the first time ever, there's a completely open and democratized platform for news that is completely free from any corporate influence. So once again, the link in the description of this video, head over to Newsvoice Kickstarters and let's fix the news together.